14-1 in his pro fight.
Yes, they call him the butterfly because of his superior boxing ability. He can do it just about all on the outside, as you can see here against Gene Hatcher. You can see he's going to be moving side to side. He switches from southpaw to orthodox and back again, and he can move. Now, Hatcher is a brawler the same as Romero, and when he gets inside, he makes Crawley work, and Crawley can also work inside, but it makes for a good fight.
That, by the way, was Gene Hatcher's first professional defeat, and perhaps the biggest win for Tyrone Crawley thus far came on October the 8th last fall in Levelland, Texas, against Robin Blake.
Well, at that time, Blake looked unstoppable. He looked like the best lightweight in the world, and to go into Blake's hometown and do what Crawley did to him was just a great feat.
Today, Crawley takes on Stevie Romero. Romero has never seen Crawley, and Gil Clancy asked him about his plans for today.
I just want to stay inside close. I came 2,000 miles to fight. I have 50 knockouts. I'm looking for my 51st.
Stevie Romero into the ring. He's made a 3,000-mile journey, his first commercial plane ride. He was notified Wednesday or late Wednesday night that he was going to be asked to come here. And it's going to be interesting, Gil, because he said he's never seen Crawley fight, and he's not worried about that.
Well, no, he isn't. And strangely enough, he said if the fight goes over 2 rounds, he said it's going to be all Romero. I'm in great shape.
He fought last December, and so he should be in pretty good shape. And here from just up the road is Tyrone Crawley. His last fight was last October the 8th when he upset Robin Blake in Blake's hometown of Levelland, Texas. It's Crawley against Stevie Romero, lightweight boxing from Atlantic City, after this message from your local stations. Against Stevie Romero. Now let's go to Michael Buffer for the official announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event of the afternoon. Top Rank Incorporated, in cooperation with Resorts International Casino Hotel, is proud to present a 10-round lightweight bout. This fight is sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Commission, Boxing Commissioner, the Honorable Jersey Joe Walcott. The referee for this contest is Larry Hazard. And now in the blue corner, ranked number 17 by the World Boxing Council, with a record of 23 victories and 1 loss, with 15 knockouts, weighing in at 135 1/4 pounds, in the black trunks with gold trim, from San Jose, California, Stevie Double Barrel Romero. And in the red corner, ranked number 6 by the World Boxing Association and World Boxing Council, with a record of 14 victories, only 1 loss, 3 by knockout, weighing in at 134 1/2 pounds, in the turquoise trunks from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Tyrone Butterfly Crawley.
Announcement from Michael Buffer. Now let's listen to the instructions from Larry Hazard.
There's to be no holding, no pushing, no unnecessary wrestling. When I give you a command, I expect you to obey that command. In the case of a knockdown, the fighter who scores a knockdown is to go to the farthest neutral corner, remain in that corner until I give you the signal to come out. If you go down, you must take a mandatory 8 count. The 3 knockdown ruling has been waived, and the bell cannot save either of you if you go down toward the end of a round. On the infighting, watch your low blows, illegal use of the head and the elbow. Do you have any questions? I shake hands. Good luck to you both.
Let's take a look at the comparison of these two boxers. The one on the right from San Jose, California, and Tyrone Crawley from Philadelphia. Crawley, 4 years older. He's got a 1-inch height advantage, and he weighed in at just about a pound less, and he has a little bit of a reach advantage. Gil Clancy, interesting contrast in styles. It'll be fascinating to see whether Romero goes after him right from the start.
Well, his reputation is he's got quite a few 1-round knockouts, so I just imagine he'll do that. He'll start winging right away. And he is.
Stevie Romero has the left hook as his best weapon.
I can't believe that Tyrone Crawley is actually standing there and punching with him.
Romero said he would stay in the middle of the ring. He didn't come 3,000 miles to run 2,000 miles, so he's not going to want to chase Crawley. He's really an unknown, though, isn't he? All of his fights have been in California.
And he just got hit on the chin with a good right hand by Crawley.
Round number 1 of a scheduled 10-rounder. A couple of lefts from Tyrone Crawley, who is not renowned for his punching power.
Well, he very seldom sets so that he can throw a real hard punch, but he's not moving as much as he usually moves, so maybe the punching power will be there.
Interesting, he's been working on a Nautilus recently, Tyrone Crawley, that is, trying to increase his strength. You advise that?
Well, I've never been much for weights. I believe it's the speed of the punch, and I think anytime you try to build those muscles, it's going to slow your punching power down, or slow your punching down, which will hurt your power.
Great for football, but not for this sport. First round, scheduled 10-rounder. Tyrone Crawley in the turquoise trunks and Stevie Romero out of San Jose, California in the black and gold. Midway through round number 1.
Romero's face is very, very red, Vern. We can look for, he might cut if he continues to take these kind of sharp punches from Crawley.
You know, Gil, yesterday we had Robin Blake and Harry Arroyo here. They knew each other so well. Is it an advantage to know your opponent or come in like these kids and not know anything about him?
Well, I would think it would be an advantage to know your opponent, but when I managed Emil Griffith, he really didn't want to see his opponent. He'd let me go scout him and he'd listen to what I told him. He seemed to like it better that way. I wouldn't if I was the fighter.
Round number 1. Romero's biggest win, perhaps, in his 23 victories was against Davey Armstrong, a former Olympian. That came last summer, and he sent Armstrong into retirement. That went 10 rounds.
Well, Armstrong is a clever fighter in the mold of Tyrone Crawley, and he really did a job on Armstrong. He had him down twice in the first round. But so far, he hasn't been able to tear Crawley with that big punch.
Final 20 seconds of round number 1. Crawley to your left, Stevie Romero to your right. Number 2, it got a little nasty at the end of round number 1 when Crawley tagged Romero with a shot, and it was late.
Yes, it's flagrantly late. And Romero went to counter back, and to Larry Hazard's credit, he was there in a hurry.
In his corner between rounds, Romero said to his trainer, Jeff Gramoja, "He didn't hurt me once, not once." And Gramoja was advising him to keep using that left hook and not run.
But also, his trainer was advising him not to fight inside. He says he told him he doesn't want him to chase him, but he also doesn't want him to fight inside. It would seem to me that Romero, being the puncher, would do much better inside. He's not going to outslick Crawley, that's for sure.
Crawley turned pro in 1981. And as we have alluded to, his biggest win thus far was over Robin Blake in Levelland, Texas, last October the 8th.
See what's happening in there, Vern. Crawley starts out boxing orthodox, then he switches to southpaw. When he switches to southpaw, Romero takes a step back, takes a breath, and says, well, now I'm fighting another guy. He really has good concentration. Now he's fighting southpaw. How do you like that?
He just switched.
Now it looks like looking at the fight in the mirror, 2 southpaws. Now he's back again, Romero. This is going to be a tactical fight. And again, I would advise Romero to try to make it a brawl.
Romero is not a disciplinarian. He is not a finesse fighter at all.
Good left hook by Romero, the good short punch.
Halfway through round number 2. Of his 23 fights for Stevie Romero, 15 have been by knockout, his victories, and 8 have come in the first round. But he has gone the distance his last 3 fights out in California.
Well, he said maybe the opposition's getting better. He says, oh, maybe I'm losing my punch. I doubt if he's losing his punch at 21 years of age.
A lot of the media in California has oppressed, not stereotyped him, but has compared him in lifestyle to Rocky Graziano. He's a street kid from San Jose and has not had an easy time of it so far in his life.
Well, he has had a good amateur background over him, so he does have a good foundation over him. He may not be a fancy Dan, but his technique is good. Keeps his hands up. And good concentration. He knows what he's doing in there. Now the people are starting to yell to Romero to get inside, but he's following his corner's instructions.
30 seconds to go, round number 2. Lightweight bout from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Tyrone Crawley on the right, Stevie Romero on the left. Pretty good left hook, but chances of Crawley registering a knockout are slim. He's got only 3 KOs in his 15 fights. Final 10 seconds of round number 2 in their scheduled 10-rounder from Atlantic City, New Jersey. City, New Jersey, in the scheduled 10-rounder between Tyrone Crawley on the right and Stevie Romero on the left. Mentioned that Romero had not seen Crawley. Romero did bring some tapes and videotapes of his fights with him. And this morning, some of Crawley's folks watched them with us, but I understand that Tyrone Crawley, kind of like your guy Emil Griffith, he didn't want to.
Well, yeah, there it goes. You know, the managers and trainers, I guess, are the strategists, and the fighter, he just couldn't care less. Says they look at him once he's in. He wobbled Romero a little bit, and Romero called him in. There's that speed kid coming out, Vern. Let's fight.
Romero counters with that left hook. Stevie Romero has a habit also of growling in the ring. I don't know whether it's intended to intimidate. 21 of his 24 fights have been in San Jose. All 24 have been in California. This is the farthest east Romero has ever been. His father lives in New Mexico, and he's going to see him once, but he crossed the Mississippi for the first time the other night. And was sleeping, I understand. Didn't see it.
Well, his trainer said that he was very, very nervous. It was his first flight, first jet flight anyhow, and he was very nervous getting on the plane, so they gave him a sleeping pill. They said that's the only way he's going to get any rest. Remember, he had to come in on the red eye. He took this fight on short notice, and it could be a little bit of a handicap. Then again, Crawley could have a handicap because he was training to fight a boxer. Now he's in there with a puncher.
Psychologically, too, Gil, he was going up against Howard Davis, the second-ranked man in the world. Does that affect the guy, would you think? He's thought for 6 weeks he was going to fight Davis, and then boom, he's got a guy he doesn't know anything about.
Well, again, he said he's been in against all kinds of fighters in the Philadelphia gym, and he said it doesn't bother him a bit.
Tyrone Butterfly Crawley. Asked him who gave him the nickname. He said, I gave it to myself. 1 minute to go.
Little blood coming from Romero's nose, and he's talking to Crawley now. He's talking to him.
We're in the third round of a scheduled 10-round lightweight bout. Live on CBS. That was a shot to the hips. Whoa, Crawley. 30 seconds to go in the round.
Crawley landed a good left hook, and Romero just shook his head and said no, but Romero has to understand that those punches are landing and they're scoring points for Crawley.
They're both shaking their head at each other now instead of boxing. No, 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 you haven't hurt me, you haven't hurt me, but the points are totaling up. And we're in the final 10 seconds, final 5 seconds of the third round of this scheduled 10-round fight. Early moments of the fourth round of a scheduled 10-round lightweight fight from Atlantic City, New Jersey between Tyrone Crawley and Stevie Romero. With Gil Clancy, I'm Vern Lundquist. Any surprise so far?
No, the fight's going just about the way I expected to. Crawley right now is outboxing. It's going to be up to Romero to nail him with a big punch and to draw him into exchanges, which he has been unable to do so far. In Romero's corner, they told him, they said, look, he's hitting you and you're calling him to hit you again. You have to hit him too, or you're going to lose this fight. And they told him he's losing right now. That was pretty good advice.
Said you got to hit him somehow, even if you have to step on his foot. Tyrone Crawley, 25 years of age. He has dedicated this fight, by the way, to his daughter, Gina, who lives in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and celebrates her 4th birthday tomorrow. Crawley has enough hours to stand as a junior in criminal justice at Temple University. He is not involved in school right now, but comes from a police-oriented family. His dad and his brother and several uncles are members of the Philadelphia Police Department. And he plans to become involved in police work someday.
Now, interestingly enough, Crawley, who usually fights southpaw, is almost fighting exclusively orthodox. I think he thinks he can hurt Romero there. He hit him with a pretty good right hand. Not moving around as much as he usually does. Not switching as much. Let's see when he misses, he can switch right away, which is a very, very good defensive maneuver.
He's a very confident young kid, isn't he?
Oh, yes, he certainly is. Very intelligent young man.
Left hook was partially blocked and deflected by Tyrone Crawley, that of Steve Romero.
Well, Romero said if the fight goes past 2, he said it's going to be all Romero. He says, because I'm in great shape. You know, it didn't seem to be logical. He took the fight on short notice. He made the red-eye flight across the country, and yet he said after 2, he said it's going to be all Romero.
You know, what must go through a kid's mind? I saw him yesterday morning, and of course, the hotel here in Atlantic City is right on the boardwalk, but it's been in the low 20s. Here's a kid from California, never been out of the state, and he was doing his road work on the boardwalk in Atlantic City yesterday morning, and frankly, freezing to death. That's got to be a little culture shock for him.
I would say so. Right now, the shock is the fact that this Tyrone Crawley really is a butterfly.
Brian Bernstein, who is Romero's trainer, said he watched the telecast of the Crawley-Blake fight last October and took notes on Robin Blake because he thought that might be a potential opponent for Romero. Never dreamed it would be Crawley, and then he got the call Wednesday. Good combination.
Crawley really has his rhythm now. He's switching. He's right now. He's very comfortable in the ring, and he's taking Romero apart. Romero is going to have to land a big punch to get in this fight.
When it comes to technical skills, it is all Crawley, as he has demonstrated so far. It has been a Tyrone Crawley afternoon in Atlantic City. We are nearly midway through the scheduled 10-rounder. These are the opening moments of round 5. He really has demonstrated great technique in the ring.
Well, it seems like he has Romero on the end of his string. He's moving Romero any place he wants to move him, and that's without touching him. He's making Romero follow him around. And every time Romero misses a step, he gets just like right then and there, he gets nailed with a punch. Romero has to get his left foot in between Crawley's feet and keep it there and make Crawley punch with him. It's not an easy job, but that's the only way he's going to win this fight.
Crawley does a great job of keeping those hands held up high, flicking that jab out. He seems very comfortable and confident in this fight. That one did not connect.
The fact that he's able to throw it, Vern, without the other fighter countering, though, is very, very important. He just has Romero just a little bit off balance, and that's all it takes.
Are there natural counter punches, or is it a technique that's taught, Gil?
Well, both fought and some fighters just seem to fit the mold. They like to fight that way. But
which kind did you like to teach?
Well, you know, you always like to teach the aggressive fighter, and then you try to teach him some defense and some moves.
Romero's tactics have been thus far ineffective, and that hook didn't counter. Good combination from Crawley.
He's really not throwing any punches now at all, Romero. One at a time. He just can't seem to find Crawley at all. Crawley's all business in there.
Romero is a busy fighter. He turned pro in January of '82. Had 13 fights his first year and 11 more last year. And he fought as recently as December 15th. But look at Crawley just playing with him. Oh, great set of punches. 1 minute to go in round number 5.
They're going to have to light a fire under Romero.
Missed with the left, and then a glancing right from Tyrone Crawley.
Romero is really starting to blow now, too, Brian. Starting to get tired.
There is not a lot of power in the punch, nor has there been since the first round. 30 seconds to go, round number 5.
Well, when he got in the ring, he warmed up by starting to hit the ring pairs. I thought he was going to knock the ring down.
Counted as a first round KO. Romero ranked 17th by the WBC, and Tyrone Crawley 6th by the WBC. Final 10 seconds, round number 5. Romero and Crawley in control. Good overhand right. Romero's in trouble. There was some realistic conversation taking place in the Romero corner in between rounds, Gil.
Yeah, well, we said they had to light a fire under Romero, and they certainly tried. They told him that unless he really starts to fight, they're going to stop the fight. And they told him that the commission would probably fine him for not giving a strong effort. He's, I'm fighting the best I can, and nobody's going to fine me. But at the end of the last round, interestingly enough, we had one of the best exchanges of the fight. And some of the street kid in Romero did come out, and he started to nail Crawley with a couple of pretty good punches.
Got his dander up. This is the 6th round of a scheduled 10-round lightweight bout.
See, boxing at Tyrone Crawley, no matter how angry you are, can get very, very discouraging because you want to punch, but when you go to punch, he just isn't there.
If you had a man who has lost the first 5 rounds, as we assume it has gone here, would you use that as a ploy in the corner? Tell him that even though you didn't believe it?
I wouldn't be talking to him about money. I would be trying to light the fire, appeal to his pride, and trying to tell him some technique, some way to get to a person. It's okay to say to hit the guy, but how?
Seems to be relatively significant. You would not resort to deception, though, Mr. Clancy.
Oh,
never. Not a chance. Here comes Crawley, and Romero's down.
3, 4, 5, 6.
That is only the second time in his career that Romero has been on the canvas.
All right, now let's see if he fires back.
There's a good right. 2 more. Romero's down. It's all over.
Well, they said that Crawley wasn't a puncher, but he sure looked like it today. Maybe that Northless does work.
Crawley had it in his control throughout. And all of a sudden, he's the one that got angry when Romero seemed to respond to the stimuli. And Crawley has Romero down and out.
Well, so Crawley is a surprisingly good fighter when he settles down and tries to fight. He did the same thing with Gene Hatcher. Hatcher thought that he could overwhelm him inside, but Crawley settled down, and once he settled down, he punches pretty good. It's going to have to take a real good lightweight to beat Tyrone Crawley, because he can box, and he can punch, and he can switch, and he can think.
Well, maybe that Nautilus worked.
That's what I said. Maybe it did.
He's a good-hearted kid, and he's got a big smile right now. Tyrone Crawley. Take a look, Gil.
Well, here you see Romero was in perfect position to get hit on the chin. He has his feet even, which is a no-no in boxing. Crawley steps over to the side and nails him with a right hand.
That was the first, and here is the second. Opposite side of the ring.
Same thing. Crawley is attacking from the side. Romero is looking straight ahead. He doesn't even see Crawley. Crawley just takes that step over and nails him with right hands.
Only the second time in his career that Romero has been down, and the first time he's been knocked out. We'll be back here in just a minute, but right now let's go to Brent Musburger in New York. Now let's go to our ring announcer, Michael Buffer, for the official announcement of the victor.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by knockout at 148 of the 6th round, Tyrone Butterfly Crawley.
Okay, now tell me about this work on the Nautilus. You're not supposed to be a knockout puncher.
Yes, Brent. I've been working on the Nautilus for over a year and a half now, and I feel my strength coming. A lot of people used to criticize me about my power, but I feel with experience it was going to come. You know, my last fight with Robin Blake, you know, my power all of a sudden it started to come into to my strategy. And in the gym, you know, I've been hitting hard. But Brent, before I say anything, I'd like to say hello to my daughter. Tomorrow's her birthday, baby. This is for you. Daddy, see you later. Hi, Mom and Pop. And to the Paul James family of West Oak Lane.
Okay, let's take a look at the first knockdown now, Tyrone. This came just about 20 seconds before the end of the fight, and you can take a look at it right here. Just comment, if you will.
Well, you know, my switching up was confusing them a lot. You know, I had them hurt early in that 6th round. So once I had them hurt, I was going to go after them. Like I said, a lot of people criticize me on my killer instincts. So with experience, it's coming. You know, my last 2 fights prove it.
Now take a look at the second knockdown. You hit him with a straight right that really had some power to
Well,
it.
you know, we've been working on that in the gym. You know, stepping to the side, hit the man from the blind side. And that didn't get anybody. Me and my trainer, Smiley, you know. But Larry Hazard did a hell of a job in there, you know, because he dominated the fight, you know, because Steve was saying little racial remarks during the middle of the fight, but Larry told him to, you know, cut it short. You know, I like to give him credit, too.
I thought he did do a good job. Who do you want to fight next? Who's next on the agenda?
I was supposed to fight Howard Davis today. You know, for some reason he came up with the flu. Well, I miss him because I trained for him. I was really sharp for Howard. And Howard, I hope you hear that, and I know you're watching, but I'll get you later on this year. But my goal is to get Boom Boom before he get out of boxing.
I think you might have a shot. Okay,
Well,
Tyrone, congratulations to you.
Bye-bye, CBS.
Okay, Tyrone Crawley wins it with a 6th round knockout over